This creature that I'm about to show you all is a new creature of the SCP Foundation. The creature has been named the Field Walker. The SCP Foundation responded to a rural town in South Carolina with 5 reports of this beast. Each of these descriptions I'm about to read to you are reports from SCP personnel from eyewitness encounters of the Field Walker in the summer of 2019. The Field Walker has been classified as Euclid at a threat level red.
What the heck is that?
This report comes from Field Agent 05. The Field Walker appears in the sky. When it appears, the vegetation in the field appears to rustle like there's wind despite being no wind. Thermometers also show a slight decrease in temperature. The sky then dims, and D-Class personnel describe ominous voices speaking in tongues, mumbling near them before going unconscious. All video feeds then cut, and any personnel inside loses consciousness. When the video feeds cut back and personnel awake, the fields have been perfectly harvested and structures are built, including churches and schools. All remaining personnel speak in tongues, never heard of by any modern historian, and they all worship the Field Walker as their leader. If personnel are taken away by the Field Walker, that personnel is marked as deceased. If the living personnel and churches are destroyed within the Field Walker, the wheat field returns until further personnel return to worship. Note, it seems personnel will thrive around the Field Walker for as long as possible, even creating technology if left long enough, despite not having the resources. Current testing is to be seized within the Field Walker. This second report comes from Field Agent 121. The Field Walker is an entity with 6 long limbs, a long neck, and bulbous head with 2 small glowing eyes, and a circular mouth ringed with razor-sharp teeth. The Field Walker roams a wheat field in an undisclosed location in South Carolina from sundown to sunup, eating any animals larger than a mouse when it crosses its path. The entity is incredibly fast and has overwhelming strong limbs and a bite strength of 40,000 newtons of force. When the full moon rises, the Field Walker begins to act agitated, moving with more haste and killing animals far more swiftly than during other nights. If by midnight the entity has not been brought a goat, it will swiftly leave the countryside and go on a rampage through the nearby farms, killing any animals it can find with an obvious bias towards larger animals, and even more towards goats and humans. All attempts to stop the Field Walker from breaching containment have been met with failure, as no wall has been large enough to keep the Field Walker in. Those few injuries the entity sustained heal rapidly, making it all but unkillable. If it can't be corralled back to the wheat field by sunrise, the Field Walker gains intensity every breach, meaning that, in the case of another breach, an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario could result. Notes: I understand that the recontainment of the Field Walker is extremely difficult and has dire consequences in case of failure, but the containment of the Field Walker is relatively simple. Therefore, requests for the Field Walker to be reclassified as Keter are denied. The third report comes from Field Agent 33. I'm overlooking a large field in northern South Carolina, the size of which is determined by the dense fog covering it, and as of yet, unidentified species of wheat covers this field. Whenever the wheat comes in contact with dirt on which the grass is growing, the grass immediately mutates into an instance of the Field Walker. Whenever the Field Walker is removed from the wheat field, it immediately withers and turns to a non-anomalous dust. Wandering fields covered by wheat is an indeterminate number of tall, 6-legged shadow beings which feed on the wheat. Instances of the Field Walker are generally peaceful until attacked, but once attacked, they will destroy anything and everything in the vicinity. They seem to have a natural lifespan of about 15 to 25 years, and their corpses have been seen to be fed upon the non-anomalous and other animals, which can apparently enter the wheat field without trouble. This fourth report comes from Field Agent 85. The Field Walker is a creature located in South Carolina. The field walker has a cylindrical torso where 4 long appendages protrude, shaking legs of 6 meters and a head with white eyes and a large mouth with sharp teeth. The legs of the field walker end in a pair of claws, who makes the creature stable in rocky or tilted terrain. When a prey is in the distance of 12 meters from the field walker, it will catch the prey by the skull with his mouth and destroy it. The field walkers show to feed themselves with the brain of the prey, ignoring other parts like the legs, abdomen, or heart. The field walker doesn't show any type of asexual reproduction or a time to sleep, suggesting it is both daytime and nighttime predator. The field walker gained the Foundation's attention with an urban legend about a creature with long legs in the middle of a Carolina wheat field, and a series of disappearances in the surrounding area. Amnestics were given by all personnel who work in the campus near the field, and a temporary perimeter was built around the area. The 5th report comes from Field Agent 215. The field walker appears to be a creature that is nearly 50 feet tall. The object eats an entirely wheat-based diet. The field walker is not harmful to humans or animals in initial tests. It is nicknamed the field tender. This is because the field grows wheat with no help or seeds. Every harvest season, the wheat will disappear and a table will appear in the center of the field. On the table is a vast assortment of bread, crackers, and many other wheat products. D-Class that ate the food reported feeling the sense of doom. All personnel then disappeared. After the food is eaten, the wheat in the field seemingly grows back overnight. The site directors came up with 3 ways to contain the field walker. Here they are. Number 1. The field walker is to be kept in an 8 by 8 acre field in an undisclosed location in South Carolina, surrounded by a concrete enclosure. The field walker is to be fed pigs and other livestock on the 1st and 5th of every month. The field walker is under no circumstances to be let out of the enclosure. It will trigger a doomsday scenario where the field walker will proclaim itself as God and enslave humanity, seeking out revenge for being kept captive. Number 2. The field walker is to be surrounded on all sides by 3 meter thick, 10 meter high concrete walls. The land within 3 miles of the field walker is to be purged of all grasses every 2 weeks. Interspread across the top of the wall are large fans to keep the field walker inside the structure, in large condensers for any of the field walker that makes its way past the fans. If any of the field walker is found outside of the enclosure, it may be immediately attacked with Class 3 cryonic grenades and collected. Instances of the field walker are to be considered passive until provoked. When provoked, they are capable of extreme feats of strength and destruction. When found outside of the field, they should immediately be destroyed. Sustained gunfire to the leg has proven to be effective. And the last containment procedure, number 3. The field walker will reside in a field with dimensions 30 by 45 kilometers. The field walker is located near a small town in South Carolina. All civilians have been informed the area is being used as a chemical weapons testing facility and must be turned away when attempting to approach. Since finding the field walker, an anonymous site has been built around the field walker. Once a month at the full moon, 2 D-Class personnel are to guide a goat into the site. They are then to kneel and avoid looking up or making eye contact with the field walker. In the event that these actions are not performed, MTF Row 8 is to be dispatched to lure the field walker back into the site before morning by any means necessary.